Far away in the endless stretches of space, on a planet that shimmered with colors no human eye had ever seen, trouble was growing quietly but dangerously. The young princess of this alien world, a bright and lively girl full of hope for her people, suddenly became very sick. Her skin lost its glow, her eyes dimmed, and no matter what the kingdom's finest healers tried, they could not make her better. The alien doctors, who used the most advanced machines and techniques known across many star systems, found themselves powerless against the strange illness that clung stubbornly to the princess. Their usual methods failed, and every hour that passed without a cure made the hope of the entire kingdom grow smaller and more fragile. The king, a wise and proud ruler who had guided his people through many challenges, faced the most painful decision of his life: desperation. He sent a message far beyond the boundaries of his planet. An urgent call for help to anyone who might have the knowledge to save his daughter. This call traveled through the darkness of space, crossing planets and stars until it reached Earth, a small blue planet known for its unexpected heroes. On Earth lived Dr. Maya Carter, a human doctor with a reputation for seeing things others missed. She did not rely only on machines or strict rules. She believed in understanding her patients with empathy and using creativity to find new solutions. When Maya received the king's message, she felt a mixture of curiosity, duty, and a strange sense of destiny. Many people on Earth thought it was foolish for a human to travel so far to help aliens, especially when their biology was so different. But Maya was not afraid. She packed her simple medical kit, left behind the comfort of home, and set out on the long journey to the mysterious planet. From the moment she arrived, she was met with both hope and suspicion. The alien healers watched her carefully, wondering if a human could really help their princess. Maya studied the princess closely, noticing things that others had missed. The illness was unlike any known disease on that planet. She realized this was not a normal infection. It seemed to be something that had crossed species, a rare virus that had never before been seen by either humans or aliens. With time running out, Maya began to work quietly and carefully. Combining what she knew of human medicine with the strange tools and substances available on the alien world, she talked to the princess gently, offering comfort where technology could not reach. Each day the princess's condition changed, sometimes improving slightly, other times slipping back, keeping everyone on edge. Outside the sterile walls of the palace, rumors began to spread, some hopeful, others filled with fear. The kingdom held its breath, waiting for a miracle. Meanwhile, Maya learned much about the alien culture, their customs, their fears, and their dreams. She found that despite vast differences, there was something very familiar in the way they cared for one another. Slowly, trust grew between Maya and the alien healers, though some still doubted her. She knew that her success depended not only on her medical skills, but on the fragile bonds she could build with this alien world. As the princess's life hung in the balance, the tension in the palace grew. Would this human stranger succeed, where the best alien minds had failed? Or would the kingdom lose its brightest light forever? The answer was far from certain, but Dr. Maya Carter was determined to try everything she could. Her journey was only beginning, and what lay ahead would test not only her knowledge, but the strength of hope itself. From the moment Dr. Maya Carter carefully studied the princess, she knew this illness was something no one had truly understood before. The alien healers had shared all their data and medical scans, yet none of it matched what Maya had seen in her long years of practice on Earth. The disease did not behave like any known alien infection. Instead, it had strange symptoms that reminded Maya of a rare virus she had once treated in a remote human community. But how could a human virus affect an alien being whose biology was so different from anything on Earth? This mystery puzzled her deeply, but Maya's curiosity and determination only grew stronger. She used every tool she had, mixing her knowledge of human biology with the advanced alien technology around her. She worked tirelessly through nights filled with worry and hope, experimenting carefully with treatments that no one had dared to try. The princess, fragile but brave, began to respond. Slowly. There were moments when the fever broke slightly, and her breathing steadied. though every small improvement was followed by tense hours of uncertainty. Outside the room, the palace buzzed with cautious optimism. The king watched from a distance. His hope kindled but guarded, while some members of the court whispered doubts, afraid that this human doctor might fail as others had. Yet Maya refused to give up. She knew that healing was about more than just medicine. It was about trust, connection, and understanding. During the long hours spent in the palace, she took time to learn about the alien culture, their history, and their way of life. She discovered a world of beauty and complexity where honor, family, and loyalty were deeply valued, yet where fear of the unknown could divide even the closest allies. Maya's respect for this new world grew with every conversation, and the alien healers began to see her not just as an outsider, but as someone who genuinely cared. The princess herself, sensing Maya's kindness and strength, slowly began to open her eyes to hope once more. Together, they bridged the gap between two very different species, creating a fragile bond of trust and cooperation. But the deeper Maya looked into the disease, the more questions she found. This virus was not a natural illness. It had signs of being engineered or accidentally transferred from some distant source. Could this be part of a greater danger lurking in the shadows? The palace walls seemed to close in with secrets, and Maya felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever. She had come to save a life, but now she realized that saving one might mean protecting an entire kingdom and, maybe more. The tension in the air grew thick as the princess's strength began to return, slowly but surely, giving the kingdom a new reason to hope. And yet, the true test was still ahead, for the mystery of the disease hinted at dangers far beyond what anyone had imagined. Maya's journey was far from over, and the line between healing and war was thinner than ever. Just as hope seemed to brighten the palace halls with the princess's slow but steady recovery, a shadow began to creep through the corridors of power, darkening the atmosphere in ways no one had expected. Some of the alien nobles, powerful and proud, watched Dr. Maya Carter with growing suspicion. To them, the presence of a human doctor in the royal palace was not just unusual, it was dangerous. They whispered in secret chambers, questioning her motives, and feared that this outsider might gain too much influence over the princess and, by extension, the kingdom itself. These nobles, hungry for control, saw an opportunity to strike. Quietly, they began weaving a web of doubt and deceit, planting false stories and stirring unrest among the court. Their goal was clear: to weaken Maya's position and force her out before her healing work could shift the balance of power. Yet behind these political maneuvers, an even darker threat was taking shape. Maya, through her tireless investigations and observations, uncovered chilling evidence that the illness affecting the princess was no accident or natural disease. It was part of a larger, sinister biological weapon designed to strike at the heart of the kingdom and create chaos. This weapon had been unleashed by a rival faction, one determined to destabilize the ruling family and seize control of the planet's valuable resources. The discovery sent a cold shiver through Maya's spine, but she refused to let fear paralyze her. With the help of a small group of loyal palace guards, fiercely dedicated to protecting the royal family and the kingdom, Maya began piecing together the conspiracy. Their secret meetings in shadowed corridors, careful gathering of clues, intense moments of near discovery filled the days and nights with a dangerous urgency. Every step forward brought new risks. Conspirators were clever and ruthless, willing to silence anyone who threatened to expose them. Maya found herself navigating a treacherous maze of lies, betrayal, and hidden alliances, where every friendly face could be a threat and every whispered word might carry deadly meaning. Despite the danger, Maya's resolve only strengthened. She knew that exposing the truth was the only way to prevent a war that could destroy everything the kingdom had built. Her role had grown far beyond that of a healer. She had become a guardian of peace and justice in a world where trust was fragile and the stakes were higher than ever. Meanwhile, the princess continued her slow recovery, unaware of the storm brewing around her. Her renewed strength was a beacon of hope, but also a race against time, for the longer the conspiracy remained hidden, the closer the kingdom came to disaster. The tension in the palace was almost unbearable as Maya and her allies worked tirelessly, their actions veiled beneath the calm surface expected of them. The shadows of conspiracy stretched longer with each passing day, threatening to engulf the light of hope. But in the darkest moments, Maya's courage shone brightest, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, one determined person could make a difference. The stage was set for a confrontation that would test not only the loyalty of friends and foes, but also the very future of the kingdom itself. With the danger behind them and the princess restored to full health, the atmosphere within the palace shifted from one of tension to celebration, but the mood was still touched by the weight of what had been overcome. The alien king, a figure both regal and humble, stood before his court and the gathered crowd to honor Dr. Maya Carter for her courage, intelligence, and unwavering dedication. The hall was filled with anticipation as the king began to speak, his voice steady and deep, praising Maya not only for saving his daughter, but for restoring hope to the entire kingdom. But instead of presenting her with the riches or advanced technology many expected, the king reached beneath his robe and revealed something far more mysterious, an ancient artifact, glowing softly with an inner light that seemed alive. The object was unlike anything Maya had ever seen. It pulsed with a quiet power that spoke of secrets buried in the history of the alien race, of knowledge that could unlock abilities in humans beyond what anyone had imagined possible. The king explained that this artifact had been passed down through generations, kept hidden for those rare moments when it might be entrusted to a worthy individual. He told Maya that accepting this gift meant more than just receiving an object. It meant accepting a responsibility to use its power wisely, to protect both her world and his own, and to help guide humanity's future among the stars. As the eyes of the court fell on Maya, she felt the heavy weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. She knew this was not a simple reward. It was a turning point, a choice that could shape the destiny of two worlds. The silence stretched, filled with unspoken questions and hopes. Maya's mind raced. Could she be ready for such a responsibility? What dangers might come with this gift? And what would it mean for her life back on Earth? She thought about the journey she had taken from a human doctor traveling across the galaxy to an unlikely hero standing at the center of an ancient mystery. The artifact's soft glow seemed to call to her, promising power, but also demanding wisdom. Around her, the alien court watched expectantly, waiting for her decision. Maya realized that accepting this gift would change everything. It would bind her to the alien kingdom in a way she had never imagined and push humanity toward a future filled with incredible possibilities and great risks. After a long moment, she nodded slowly, understanding that her path forward was not only about healing, but about leading. The king smiled with quiet approval, and the crowd erupted in cheers, sensing the beginning of a new era. Yet beneath the celebration, Maya's thoughts turned to the challenges ahead. The artifact's secrets were still unknown, and the threat that had endangered the princess and the kingdom was a reminder that peace was fragile. But for now, with the gift in her hands and the support of friends from two worlds, Maya felt a renewed sense of purpose. The story of her journey was far from over, and the future held mysteries waiting to be discovered, challenges to be faced, a promise that humanity could rise among the stars like never before. Dr. Maya Carter's return to Earth was unlike any homecoming the world had ever witnessed. She did not come back with just stories, but carried with her the ancient alien artifact, a powerful symbol of trust and hope from a faraway kingdom that once seemed unreachable. As she stepped onto the familiar soil of her planet, she felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever before, knowing that what she held could change the course of humanity's future. The news of her journey and the mysterious gift spread quickly, stirring excitement, fear, and curiosity among people and leaders alike. Governments began to listen, scientists became eager to learn, and ordinary citizens looked up at the stars with renewed wonder, imagining what lay beyond their skies. Maya shared the stories of the alien kingdom, their struggles, their wisdom, and the fragile peace they had fought to protect. The princess, now a trusted ally and friend, promised to keep the lines of communication open between their worlds. marking the beginning of a new era of interstellar friendship and collaboration. Slowly but surely, humanity started to change. The artifact's power opened doors to advancements in medicine, technology, and understanding that had once been thought impossible. Yet, amidst these breakthroughs, Maya reminded everyone that the true strength of this new chapter was not in the artifact alone, but in the courage, compassion, and unity that had brought it to Earth. She became a symbol of what humanity could achieve when it reached beyond fear and suspicion to embrace the unknown with open hearts and minds. Still, Maya knew the path ahead would not be easy. The universe was vast and full of mysteries, some dark and dangerous. But she looked to the stars with hope and determination, believing that with the lessons learned from the alien kingdom, humanity could rise to meet any challenge. As night fell over her home city, Maya stood outside, holding the glowing artifact carefully in her hands. The lights above shimmered in silent promise. She felt a quiet excitement for the future, a future where humans and aliens might walk together among the stars, united by trust, respect, and the shared dream of peace. In that moment, she understood that this was only the beginning of a journey that would shape not just her life but the destiny of all humankind.